Okay, welcome to Python with Andrew, where we're exploring some examples of file input and output. And on my last video, I created a few functions to read a lot of data, count the words in that data from the file, and then print it out on the screen. And I mentioned that I might try and do it a different way, just so you can see a different way of doing it. You might like one way versus the other way. So let's jump over and let's see if we can modify our code to see how I did it last time and how I could do it. Okay, so this is what we had last time, where I created a function, get data, and then I counted the words and then I printed out the dictionary. We were using a dictionary as our main data structure. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, let's see if I can do this as we go along. I'm going to put that down the bottom there. No, I don't want to get rid of it because we might refer to it in a while. But this time I want to read the data as we go along. All right, so let's see if we can read the data as we go along. So I'm going to steal some data. And I'm not going to use a function this time because we're going to do it all in one go. So our program is going to look something like this. All right, so a data file. We're going to, and eventually we're going to close it down the bottom here. All right? So we're going to open the file again, and this time we're going to call the file story1.txt. Because it's not a function, I'm not going to bring it. So instead of reading all the data in at once, what I want to do is process a line at a time. All right, I'm going to process a line at a time, and then I'm going to see if I can add it to my dictionary. Okay, so here's my dictionary down here. So I better create my dictionary up the top here, make it blank. And so instead of this line here, I'm going to get rid of this here, and I'm going to do for line in data file. All right. So for every line in the data file, what I want to do is I want to see whether or not I want to split the line up into a list of words, and then I want to count the words. All right. So I could use this function down here, this count words function, because I could still do that to count the words. All right. So let's see if I can use the basis of that. All right. So I'm going to steal this bit of code here. And for words in the line, each line, so I want to do line dot split. And in that case, what we're doing is for every line in the program, we're then splitting the line up into words. And then for every word, we're going to use the same code as before. We're going to check the dictionary, and then we're going to, if it's in the dictionary, we'll just +1. If it's not in the dictionary, we'll get rid of it. So, well, if it's not in the dictionary, actually, we'll add 1 to it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I'm going to use that print dictionary again. Okay. And this time I'm going to keep it as a function because I think that dictionary is probably useful for us. So up the top here, I'm going to define that function. All right. Might as well delete it down the bottom there. And this stuff down the bottom here, I'm going to comment out. We don't need it. So I've got my print dictionary function because I still want to print the dictionary at the end. Okay, so what I've done is I've defined one data structure, our dictionary. I've then defined a helpful function because I already had it there, so I might as well use it. And that just prints the dictionary. And then I start my main program. I open the data file, and then I go through every line and getting the line. And then every line, I split it up into words and then check if the words are in the dictionary and add them if they're not, increment them if they are. Then I close the file because that's a good habit. And last but not least, I print the dictionary out just to see how we went. Okay, so you can see I've used less functions. And because I'm doing this line by line, I don't have the problem of worrying about, am I bringing up too much data into my program, which is probably not a problem anyway, but I'm not going to do any error checking on that, on the size. Let's just see how we go. So with any luck, there you go. It works again first time. I've got my print function working. The difference is I'm doing it line by line. Okay, so there's two examples, and let me try see if I can get up my two examples. Function files one. Fine. See if I can get them. Get rid of that. Okay, so that's file one and that's file two. Okay, got them wrong around. But that's the first way we did it. We had three functions and then a little bit of a main program down the bottom. This time I've done it a bit differently. I've got one function and I'm processing it all in one go. So you decide whether you like this method or this method. Personally, I like this method because every time I have too many fors and ifs, it starts to get a bit confusing, I should say. But you decide. It's just two examples of the same solution, just written a bit differently. You might like one or the other. Let me know in the comments which you prefer, and it'll be good to see those. Also, let me know in the comments if there's other particular examples you'd like to see that we might be able to do in a quick 5 to 10 minutes like we've been doing. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.